From a historical perspective, would it ever be reasonable to dismiss all the evidence for a historical figure for 600 years and then only take a scripture that comes 600 years later as the most credible source, such as in the case of Jesus, where he lived and died, and then 600 years later the Quran came and told us what really happened?
No, I don't think it's not historically credible. But if you're a Muslim, then you would say that it's an act of God, and then so history isn't really what matters anymore. And so if history doesn't matter, you can make theological claims. If history matters, then obviously sources written 40 or 50 years after are more likely to be based on reliable tradition than sources written 600 years later, especially when you can show that the source written 600 years later is dependent on these earlier sources. And so I don't think it's historically credible, but people who have faith in the God of Islam would say, well, that's how it happened. And so there's no arguing with that historically. There might be ways to argue about it theologically, but not historically.